Oh,
All right, we are live. God damn it, you people.
that was
It
a
wasn't me.
mistake.
My color's blue.
That was a mistake.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Curses Also Maybe Vampires. This is our fourth episode, and we are part one of a two-part Strad Day series, Straddy Sundays, here with Tia Misha. When we last left off, Arthur was taking interest in some completely appropriate works of literature in the library, very serious reading. And in reshelving them properly, he found or rather, deshelving them properly, he found a certain book that opened up a passage into a room that seems to be filled with some very musty old tomes, as well as what looks to be a chest with a body sticking out of it. And we are going to cut in scene right now to Arthur's wide staring eyes and perked ears, arms filled with very appropriate and tasteful works that are in no way indicative of his inherent bad boy nature.
Guys, there's an interesting chest over here.
On the book? Yeah, sure.
Interesting. How?
And, and Arthur kind of starts to stutter as it registers what Gon said. And then just points forward.
Huh. Okay. Ollie's gonna walk over there because the weirder shit has happened. Kind of fits in the corner over here and peeks around the corner and yeah, that's a body. So we leave? Yes? Maybe?
Do you
You
think
said
it's a
you-
mimic?
You said that's a body?
Yeah,
There's
well,
a chest with
most-
something sticking out of it.
Arms?
Mostly legs.
It's
Yeah,
leg day.
that's
I'm pretty sure that's a
that's
foot.
how the human body works. You get a chest, you get a neck, you get a head, you get some arms.
Uh-huh.
It's a storage chest. Not, not that.
I'm just gonna
Is anyone able to tell how old this body is? And he'll actually walk over and take a look as well.
yeah.
So
Ollie kind of scoots back so somebody can get right in there by the doorway and take a peek.
So you probably wouldn't be able to tell from that distance away. If you wanted to go to it and do a medicine check or an investigation check, you might be able to figure that out, but you can't do that from the doorway for sure.
I was kind of asking around because Nikolas knows that's not really his thing. He probably wouldn't be able to tell it. He can still try, but
If somebody with maybe more sturdy clothing goes in there, then I could try to take a look, maybe. And eyes Arthur up and down vigorously.
You mean me? Okay. And Arthur kind of takes small steps inside with still half an armful of bugs.
Alright.
And then pulls out his sword to poke at the foot of the body. Just from far.
Maybe.
So you reach out with your sword and you slowly poke the foot of the body. And as you do so, absolutely nothing happens because it's dead.
Okay. Where,
yes, Gon?
where were we?
Oh, did you get disconnected? I'm sorry.
I did, yes.
Okay. So the only thing that happened was that Ollie moved out of the way so that Arthur could go look at the body. and Arthur has poked its foot with his sword.
Okay. Gun kind of scoots really slowly up to the body, and he just said, "Hey Ollie, if I die from this, can I share your study?"
Sure. Yeah, sure.
It'll be a jolly old time.
Let's try not to die.
Yeah, I usually try not to, and that usually involves staying as far away from things that killed other people. But I'll see what I can find out. I kind of very cautiously lean over it and just see what I can see before I do any touching. So,
All right.
do you want me to make a medicine or a...
Yeah, you're close enough to make a medicine check. You can do that. And Arthur, if you wanted to do that or an investigation check, you can too.
Oh, and I'll
can
give
I
myself
assist?
guidance.
Yep, you could assist as well. If you assist, you can give them a +4 to their roll on top of their guidance that they're casting on themselves.
Yeah, I think I'll assist. I'm not very good at either.
You assist by
a +4 or like a +d4?
a +d4. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, I'll just change this to 2d4. Thank you.
No problemo.
All right, Arthur, what's your opinion? We
From
both have the same.
state of the remains. I mean,
roll
oh
with
dear.
advantage, right? But you get to roll with advantage, right?
No, again,
Wait, those are just the D4s. No, those aren't just the D4. Oh dear God.
Oh, okay.
That's a 12. That's a 12. I think it might be very old. I mean, the clothes seem to be and you can see he's kind of too nervous to speak clearly.
all right.
Like,
So
That's kind of hard to tell in a magic house.
what you can tell from a 12 is that this body is definitely not recent. That is for certain. You can see bone in some places where the skin has kind of rotted away, but it's not so old that it has stopped smelling. You can still smell the putrefaction from the flesh. It is not completely bones. It is not a skeleton. It is in a stage of decay. It is also wearing black clothing, reminiscent of perhaps a burglar or a goth, and it seems to have been burned in several places. And you notice that the places where the burns are also where the bone is most exposed in the flesh to the putrefaction.
And I make or would I see that, or I don't know that yet?
You haven't made a check to look at that. You're also kind of behind Gon and
Okay, yep.
Arthur, so you'd need to either stand where one of them is currently standing or go around them and even closer in order to investigate any further at the body.
Okay.
You can investigate the other part of the room where you're standing, though, if you want to.
Can I pry open the chest with a glaive from this distance?
Glaives are a 10-foot reach, yes?
Yes.
Or is that halberds?
Yeah.
Glaives are 10 foot.
10 foot, yeah.
Okay. So the chest is not closed. The lid is open. The body is hanging half in and half out. You could...
Yeah, just like poke the top of the lid open.
Oh, it is open.
The glaive, like.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
the
okay.
chest is
More.
open. The body is half in, half out.
Oh, we thought like the lid of the chest was like leaning
Kind of biting
on
onto the body, yeah.
No.
That's what we were
no.
imagining.
It's like collapsed over a chest that is open.
Oh,
you can't
okay.
see the interior of the chest from here, though. So if you wished to use the glaive to try and poke the inside of the chest, you could probably do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
A duck. Just in case.
You reach out with your glaive and you poke the inside of the chest very lightly, and you hear briefly a hissing, sputtering sound before silence.
It's slowly back into Ollie and just like apologize immediately at the end. Go. Let's. Oh, sorry. We should leave that thing alone. I think we should. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we should not. Yeah.
Yeah. Ollie backed out of the room. Into the corner.
Hissing noise.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it's a mimic.
Would my character would have heard that?
Yeah, everybody in that room would have heard the slight hissing, sputtering noise that happened and then just died off.
Is there any check to like recognize what that could have made that noise?
I'd say that would be a. Let me look at you for 1 minute.
Arcana, survival.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out.
Nature? I don't know what this is. I'm just throwing guesses out. Nature, Arcana, Survival.
Actually, I think this one for you would be more of a perception check.
Okay, so I got +2 in that. Yay. Rolling my d20.
Good luck.
That is a 9 total. 7 + 2.
Dang. So, you feel like you've heard that noise before, but you're not really sure where it was?
Would Arthur recognize it? I mean,
let's see. Let me look at you for a minute. He had a special thing going on that might have assisted him, but I'm not sure if you walk that neck of the woods.
I don't know if this is my brain thinking faster than my characters, but I have an idea of what that noise might have been, which intrigues my character more.
No, I don't think you would be able to know what that was. Ollie, who's been here so long, might be able to figure it out, though. That would also be a perception check from Ollie if he wants to try.
Only after Ollie left the room would he try to give it a thought. Just too fucking scared while in the room. Like, I'm just gonna I'm gonna think out here. Out here was thinking. Oh.
yeah, that's perfectly sensible.
Perception.
Yeah,
Nope, too scared.
We're not allowed to know this.
Yeah, you're a little bit too frightened to remember what that sound is. You did hear it once before at one point in this house, but you don't remember what it was in response to, or what preceded it, or what happened after. Really, you vaguely remember hearing a sound similar to that once before, but you can't remember in what context.
I like how we both also rolled natural sevens. Nikolas is very curious about this and I'm going to take a step up. Would I have to get like right next to it?
Yeah, you would have to get within 5 feet of it to be able to look into the chest.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
He's going to step there with his glaive ready.
Okie dokie. So you step there and you
Or drawn.
You step there and you peer into the chest, and the first thing you notice is that it has a couple of items in it that you can see sort of under half of the body. And the other thing that you notice is that this part of the body is a lot more severely burned, the part that's inside of the chest. But it's mostly across the head and back that you see the burns. They appear to be completely kind of melted down to the bone almost, with you being able to see the entirety of the interior. I'm not going to describe it any further than that in case some of our viewers are a bit squeamish. You can see a lot of the things.
Can I roll to see if it's maybe Arcana or whatever it might be, if like this was maybe like he got shot in the back and he just kind of landed in this chest with some sort of spell? From that description, like, is there burnt charred marks on the wall
They're
or
not
just on
char marks. They're more like melty marks.
I mean, like on the walls and not the body as well.
There is no marks on the walls. The very few marks that are on the floor are underneath the body itself or to the side of it.
Okay.
Very
But would
strongly
that be
guessing
a
acid.
roll of some sort?
This would, you know what, this would actually be more of a background roll. So why don't you make a wisdom check with advantage?
Wisdom with advantage.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, click the word. Ooh. I also forgot that I was doing
Now you
rogues.
remember where you heard a hissing sound like that before. Because that is the sound of an acid trap trying to trigger. And
Yeah,
failing.
I told you it's
Oh, okay.
called it.
And you summarize with a roll like that the reason that it's failed is that it was already triggered once before and has expended all of its acid.
Ah.
Okay, so with that wisdom check, I'll actually kind of just. The body's just bones, right?
The upper portion of it, the back that you're looking at, is mostly bones. You summarize there may be some flesh beneath, but you can see the spine.
Okay.
Yeah, it melted. It's like gone.
Yeah.
And now that I'm right on top of it, what kind of state of decay is this body in?
Same kind of state of decay as the other two discovered. It's not so old that all of the flesh has been stripped. It still has that smelly kind of putrefied sort of scent to it that is indicative of decay that's been happening within the last year or two. But it's definitely not a new body.
Oh, good.
Okay. Is there still clothing on this corpse?
Yes, black clothing, completely black. They were either going to a death metal concert or did not want to be seen.
He would have just grabbed like the collar of it, like the back of his shirt, and kind of throw the body out of the chest and to the side, like, such a shame, and then start rummaging through the chest.
So you guys that are peering in here waiting for the bad things to happen see Nikolas reach out, and because there is no back of the shirt as it has completely melted away since you can see the entirety of the spine and all that, you grip the back of the pants, which are still somewhat intact, and just fling it backwards towards the door where Ollie and Arthur are peering in, and they're like, ah, such a shame. And then you see Nikolas just bury himself into the box. The cat is in the box.
Wait, careful.
Whoa.
Arthur kind of starts forward.
I'm not going to correct you because it's way too funny, but god damn it.
Alright, roll me an investigation check as you're looking in the box.
I think that's a +1. It is. Watch. It's only going to be the digital dice that want to roll good for me. Oh, that's a 13 total.
Alrighty. Hold on one moment. Da 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 da.
Yeah, across the head, EMCA.
Oh my god. I've been laughing too hard today.
Alrighty. So inside the chest, you find 3 blank books that are bound in a beautiful black cured material that might be leather. 3 rolled up pieces of parchment that are sealed with an arcane marking that look like they may be spell scrolls of some kind.
Ooh.
A sheaf of very official looking papers that look like they might contain deeds or perhaps a will of some kind. And you also find 2 potions of healing, just regular potions of healing. And they are marked as potions of healing. They have like an expiration date that is about 3 centuries past what should be used. But, you know, it's probably fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Probably.
And there is also one very official looking letter. The seal has been broken on it, but the seal you will recognize as a raven across a castle background. Very similar
Ooh.
to the seal that was on the letter that brought you here.
Wait a minute.
Which, so I believe this is a seal of the Burgermaster Indrovich.
That is what you would believe given, that's what you would believe given, what you were told before, yes.
Well, I guess you owe him the death house now, Catman.
And, okay,
Oh.
so I said 3 books, right?
Yep, 3 books bound in a black substance that is probably leather.
I kind of love how it's probably leather.
I mean, you'd have to do a nature
Uh,
check to really find out, wouldn't you? Do you really want to know that?
No.
And you said scrolls. Did you say how many scrolls?
There were 3 scrolls that were sealed with an arcane mark upon it. They are 3 different marks. So you would have to figure out what those marks are to see which kind of scrolls they are.
And then a stack of paper, right?
Yep, a stack of official-looking documents that looks like it may contain a deed or 2, perhaps a will, and then 1 letter, which is unsealed, that bears a seal almost exactly the same as the one that was on the letter that you got. Now, this letter is not the same letter that you got, but the seals are the same. And the seal
Okay.
has been broken. Somebody has read this letter
Let's
before
read
you.
it.
I will pocket. I'll. What the frick? Oh. I will
Oh, and 2
pocket
potions of healing, yes.
1 potion of healing and probably give the other 2 the good boy. Also, is Gone near me? Yeah, so
John?
I'll collect this stuff. Yeah, I'll collect all of it. I pocket 1 of the potions. I give the other 2 Arthur, because both of us have been taking point for the majority of this so far. And then I would hand the scrolls over to Gon, because I am assuming that they may be able to interpret those.
John, when you like threw the body, he did like get a little antsy and was like, "Hey, that is still a body. Be nice to it." And he's been currently crouched over it, saying some rites. He's not really sure what religion this person may or may not have had, so he's just saying his Actually, he's probably speaking in a language you might not know, as he says his own religion's rites.
Just a quick query. While you're doing that, are you actually trying to focus on a god that you worship?
Yeah, he's saying the rites for his god.
Okay. Hold on 1 second for me and direct your attention to Discord in literally like 3 seconds.
Okay.
All of us are just Gone.
No, just Gone. You're not
Okay.
praying to a god right now.
No. Now say it. I don't know if Nikolas prays or worships a god. He may just be atheist. Now that I think about it. Don't know.
Arthur would probably say some words, but maybe first try to find a blanket to cover up the body.
Come to think of it, I'm pretty sure Ollie worships somebody at some point, but he's been here so long, it's basically like, yeah, they don't care about me, I'm done.
That's a lot of typing.
Now I'm very curious.
Yeah, I'm very concerned.
While you are at it, I am going to also start reading the letter once I hand off the scroll. Hand off all the things I said I would hand off.
Sure, no problem. 1 moment.
Thank you.
Just so you're aware, so you don't like come back and like, oh, I gotta do this now.
Gun kind of like looks around him suddenly, as though he heard something, and he squints like, or he like, I think he probably like rushes past Kira, and like looks out the door. And then he like turns to everyone and is like, "Did y'all hear something? No. Oh. Oh, cool, cool. Love it. Love it when I hear things no one else hears."
Nikolas is buried in the letter right now.
I kind of hear things sometimes, but I don't think we heard the same thing. Sorry.
Alright, what were you saying, Arthur?
Arthur sets down his stack of books finally, probably way outside at the desk, like on a relatively empty surface, and looks around for something to cover the body with.
There's a very beautiful non-tiger rug right there.
I mean, yeah, sure. Let's drag that inside.
You come back to Gon freaking out about voices that are not there, and Arthur reading a letter. Speaking of which, not Arthur reading a letter, Nikolas reading a letter. Speaking of which, I am now going to read that just because I don't want to have to read it twice. Once to only him, and then to the rest of you in case one of you gets a hold of it and needs to look at it later. So one moment, let me get that letter.
I think Gon like just kind of throws up his hands and shakes his head, and he's like, "Well, whatever I heard wasn't wrong, so."
That's hilarious.
Well, I didn't hear what you heard, so I don't know if it's wrong or not. What did you hear, by the way, huh?
Oh, let's not worry about that. I'm just hearing things. Perhaps my own inner monologue.
What the fuck is it? I just had this thing.
Ollie squints. Ollie peers back into the room slowly.
I am going to kill all of the things. Where the fuck did this letter go?
I guess since Ollie was curious, Gon will go up and just kind of quietly say, "So,
Oh, here it is.
heard a voice. Do you get that much? Hearing voices? Is that just a side effect of always being on edge about being killed?"
Only on
I mean,
Fridays.
it could be.
Only on Fridays.
Oh.
Arthur is too preoccupied feeling guilty of not thinking about dealing with the body in a respectful way from the get-go. Like he feels like he's failing as a paladin.
No.
Failing his mission of being a good boy.
Paladin smashed up in the face. Clerics bury people. It's fine.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that.
Paladins are the
he's a beginner.
strong- Paladins
make
typically are like the ability. Yeah, paladins make the corpses.
Clerics
Sorry to
take care of them.
Sorry to steal that from you. Sorry to steal that from you, Ollie.
That's okay.
Arthur is the tough guy who prevents the corpses from being made.
Arthur should look at his
By
Discord.
making corpses themselves.
Oh my god.
Arthur should look at their Discord. Anywho, while Arthur does that, I'm going to read this letter for everybody. My most pathetic servant. I am not a messiah sent to you by the dark powers of this land. I have not come to lead you on a path to immortality. However many souls you have bled on your hidden altar, however many visitors you have tortured in your dungeon, know that you are not the ones who brought me to this beautiful land. You are but worms worms writhing in my earth. You say that you are cursed, your fortune spent. You abandoned love for badness, took solace in the bosom of another woman, and sired a stillborn son. Cursed by darkness? Of that I have no doubt. Save you from your wretchedness? I think not. I much prefer you as you are. Your Dread Lord and Master, Stradvan Sarvich.
Ha!
Uh,
That was an out of character,
is
huh?
there some sort of handout for that?
Yeah, I've actually got to put it
type
in.
that fast.
It's cool. I actually have to put that in both of the handouts for both of the sessions. Because the other session already found that letter, and I said I was going to, and then I forgot.
Arthur is having a terrified moment.
Panic attack for puppies. There you are.
Ollie. I wonder, is Kira the praying type? I feel like only
I highly
Misha
doubt
would know
it.
that. I feel like Misha's the only one who would know that.
Huh? What was the only one who would
Is
know what now?
Kira the praying type?
I don't know. If he would pray for a body. I think he would be more likely to take the money off of the body from what he's just talking about his person.
I
Less
think
of
he's in the corner
praying.
praying for another drink.
Yeah, if he's praying, I think it's for another drink.
What kind of paladin is this dude?
No
You
comment?
don't have to answer. That's just
No.
me just
Like an
saying.
oath breaker, maybe?
That's what I'm starting to think. I'm starting to think this motherfucker's an oathbreaker.
Yeah, I have a feeling he tried to be a paladin and it didn't really work out.
Oh gosh.
Or something really bad happened. Now it's just I want to forget, but also I
Aaron,
wanna
have you?
see.
I have not done this. I'm not guilty, but have you looked at Roll20 yet?
What happened?
Yep.
Oh, it's
You mean the
the rug, I think.
Yeah, no, it's the rug. I saw that. I chose to be the better person and take the higher path. We're just not
I mean, I
mentioning
can't
it.
Wait, actually, I think no. Can I?
I just now noticed it.
Can I insert a picture into your map? Because I could maybe cut the
Don't-
rug out and put it on the body.
I don't think you can.
I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
All right.
I'm just a very visual person.
All right.
Can't draw for shit.
I'm IRL gonna pour over this note just like Nikolas is right now.
All right. It's in both of the handout section now.
Oh yeah, because we got it in the other session.
Yep, the other
Yeah.
session found it already. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
In Discord?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ah,
in
mhm.
Discord under the handout section. I'll find a prettier one to post in Roll20 later because people have made some nice ones. Or I might make one in Google Docs and just post it up. That'd probably be better.
Cool.
No, what I did for one of my handouts in one shot I did with you is just take like a piece of scroll paper and then I typed over it in Microsoft Word.
When I was doing this in real life, when I started up a real life game with some of my friends for Curse of Strahd that will never be completed. They're still in the death house. They're eternally there, just forever now. I actually wrote the letter and I made a seal for it and everything.
Ooh,
I
cool.
made a lot of fun shit.
You're going for that Matt Mercer effect, aren't you?
I did. I mean, yes, I did. I made cool maps that were like puzzles that you had to put together as you discovered different parts of it. I had so much fun. I love making maps. It is my absolute passion. Just give me graph paper for Christmas. I mean, seriously.
Aw.
Maybe I will.
Good.
We should,
Good.
Yeah.
should get you nice inks and pens.
My best art was always those weird mosaics that you could do with just like a sheet of graph paper and just like a black
Oh, I
Sharpie.
love those.
All these optical illusions and straight lines and geometrics. I was all about that.
Hell yeah.
In one of the servers I was in, somebody posted a picture of this geometric embroidery they did, and I just took the picture and started drawing it, like for stress relief, creating it on graph paper.
Clean, straight graph lines. I mean, they don't even have to be straight. Just coloring in the little squares is very fun. I like the super, super tiny graph paper squares that are like smaller than your pinky nail, because you can make so many more complex designs with those. Did somebody draw a graphic square on my map over in the left-hand corner?
It wasn't me.
I didn't.
Oh, there is something there.
Is there any way I would know of Zarovich?
I'm
Sorry.
guessing not. I'm guessing not.
I do think you should make, let's see, what would this be? This would be a history check.
Probably.
This would be a history check. Or an arcana check.
Which, where's history? They're both one, so...
Take your pick.
Reading the note, I'm going to go with history. I'm thinking, like, okay, sealed letter written by someone and signed and whatnot. So, this sounds like history to me, so I'm going with that. And I roll a 3.
Nah, you've never heard of this person before.
You can ask us.
Can ya?
Looking over the note.
Read it aloud, so to speak.
Yeah. No, yeah, no, he's not instinctually reading this out loud unless you ask him to. Or ask him what I'm looking at. Like, he's just reading this in silence.
I think
Arthur
Dan
is too busy.
is
being-
still too distracted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
just watching from the door is gonna shout, "What'd you find? What's going on?"
yeah, no, as you're saying this, I like probably read it over like at least 3 times by now. And he looks up to you specifically, Ollie, is like, Ollie, have you ever heard of Strawn von Zarovich? Or would you perhaps know of their seal?
So, Ollie, the thing that you remember about Strahd, hold on and go ahead and do just a history check for me with advantage, because this is your history, but it's been a very long time.
It has been a very long time. I gotta.
Okay. With a 17? Yeah, okay. So
The
you
natural
remember...
one is you trying to not remember.
Yeah.
You try to block these memories.
Well, actually,
But
Ollie...
it's too strong.
Ollie never actually got around to meeting Strahd, so the only things that Ollie knows about Strahd, and you do remember vaguely, and this was from the gypsies that brought you and the rest of your party to this place. You remember that what they said was that Strahd, their master, so to speak, was a very poorly afflicted prince who used to be very good and kind and has since been cursed, and they wanted you to help him, to relieve him of this curse. That is what you remember about Strahd.
Yeah, so, Ollie seems both nervous and somehow kind of angry. Just digging his fingernails, talons really, into the fucking wood of the secret entrance and just, kind of the boss person and also kind of the asshole who got me stuck here. Kind of, if you think about it. Is that who wrote the letter there? Buddy, pal?
Also with a 17, you recognize that letter. Do you remember that the person who broke the seal on it was one of your companions from that fateful time? Because you remember finding this letter.
Ollie can't squint any harder, but you hear his tail thunking into the bookcase.
Arthur mistakes it as a happy wag.
And then, yeah, Ollie's just like, can I see that letter for a minute, maybe?
Does that mean if
Holds out a hand.
Sure. You think you recognize the seal? And hands it over.
Yeah, this belongs to a certain Rip asshole, Rip, named Rip Strahd, Rip Von Asshole, Rip, that, Rip, oh, look at that, it's, in pieces, I have that, anyway, he's not here. And then Ollie shrinks behind the doorway again.
You just watch Ollie rip up the letter and throw the pieces like confetti over his shoulders.
Oh, great. So only me and Ollie know about this letter now in this session. Lovely.
Look, so you know how he handled the music box. I'm surprised you gave him the letter.
I forgot about the music box. I was more so, I asked you because you're the one that's been here for a while. I also straight up forgot about the music box.
That's fine. But no, Ollie.
This is why we can't have nice things.
But Ollie kind of shrinks back into the doorway, and you hear a bit more tail thumping as just. Then he takes a deep breath and explains a little bit better how it is Strahd. He is this dude who apparently used to be a good dude, and now is a cursed dude and kind of an asshole. And I might have read this before.
Perhaps then we can help him lift the curse, and he might help us in return, right? And you can see how Arthur is talking to Ollie, but his eyes are kind of darting around, and his tail starts to flick nervously.
You
Ollie?
said that your companion, opened this letter, or you found this letter? I was typing notes. I did not hear every bit of what you said.
I
No, it's okay.
believe you recall that Hector had been the one to read the note originally.
Yeah, I was more so asking what they said.
Yeah.
Right, I'm talking to Sives, letting them know that
Oh, sorry.
it was Hector who had found the note originally.
Yeah. Monster Hunter buddy, Hector, opened and read the note, and then I read it, and then, we left and we did stuff. Pretty sure we took the letter with us, so thanks again, shithouse. And Ollie just small shake fist.
Everybody make a perception check.
Oh no.
God.
That's the voice we insulted this house.
I do. I don't perceive anything. Oh, good.
They have
I don't think I do either.
They have a very contentious relationship, Ollie and the Death House. They are going to marriage counseling.
So yeah, I rolled a total of a 7.
Arthur is
And
probably.
alright, go ahead.
Sorry, go finish what
No,
you
no,
were
go,
saying.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Arthur is probably too preoccupied with listening for something else than noticing anything about the house.
Gon is the only one who feels the rumble that runs underneath your feet and up the walls as Ollie insults the house.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Fucking house.
I
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember. Oh, go ahead, Gon. Sorry.
no, you've been waiting for to say this. Go ahead.
Oh no, in the conversation with Ollie, he was just gonna ask, and so you just found this letter here. It was, and you said it was sealed.
Ollie kind of squints up at the ceiling and thought and tilts his head and yeah, I think so. Yeah, pretty sure.
You were not the first one to see it, so you're not sure if they unsealed it or if it had been unsealed already prior to when Hector pulled it out and started reading it.
And that's why he sounds like he's talking out of his ass.
Okay. Well, it seems like whoever was the presumable owner of this house was some sort of cultist in this worship of Strahd.
I mean-
That's when I would start going through that stack of like official documents, which I'm sure will take a minute.
All right. So, oh, go ahead, Gon.
Yeah, Gon is going to, like, in addition to noticing the agitated state of the house, I assume I probably also noticed the agitated state of Arthur.
Probably.
So yeah, Gon is gonna actually, maybe he'll be an asshole. He's gonna like try and like sneak up a bit behind Arthur and like lean close to his ear and then say, "Did you hear something?"
Arthur jumps 2 foot high and away and almost onto the body.
Please roll a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, I'm like picturing that. I'm about to get headbutted in the face.
You fall on top of the body, which is thankfully covered in a blanket. But you are lying on a blanket on top of a dead body, and you can smell the rot pressing into your nostrils.
God.
Which
Ew,
actually,
balls! Don't do that!
and actually, since you're a pupper boy, that actually probably smells pretty good, and you have to fight the urge to roll on it like real hard.
He's been told by his mama, who is, as we remember, a cat, not to roll in disgusting things.
I don't know what kind of cats you've met, but mine roll on dead birds, so. And then clean themselves after, and then go back and roll on it again.
God.
Fair enough.
Maybe I should have made Nikolas make a wisdom saving throw not to roll on the body.
But he gets a turn.
I don't own cats, so I'm not even gonna question that one.
You have a dog, though.
They just try to chase and kill the dead things and then bring it back. Kind of like a cat. Kind of like a cat would.
My dog, who has been raised by cats, therefore they are Arthur's brother, obviously, still finds the urge to roll on the dead things. Anywho, Nikolas is now looking at the official documents. Gon, you'll recall that he also gave you 3 spell scrolls to see if you could see what you could see there. Are you gonna investigate that, or do Arthur-related scaring tactics while Nikolas is investigating his items?
I'm gonna chase up with this Arthur situation right now. I'll maybe look at this later.
Okay. Sounds good. All right.
After
So
is just breathing hard and kind of murmuring apologies to his god for swearing.
you're talking to your god again?
Yeah. In that sort of absent-minded way one does.
Yeah, sure. Hold on 1 minute.
Poor puppy.
We're never getting out of this house.
And it will
What else
definitely
is
be
new?
for lack of trying.
When you try to talk to your god more than once in this forsaken place.
Bad movement.
He has a very strong connection to his god. Like, he's been raised in a monastery for 5 seconds.
Yeah, about that connection, bro. I think it might have got intercepted.
Oh. Fuck.
Arthur does a full body shiver and kind of jumps to his feet, looking around
Yeah, it was just me.
frantically.
Don't worry.
Like, no, that was Ilmater save us. That was not. Oh dear.
Words. You remember how to
Good
use them?
Did you feel that? Did you hear? We need to get out of here.
Okay. Let me put it this way. I have I heard something, and it wasn't just now, but I have heard things. Must be Friday.
Friday?
It's Stratty Sunday.
Wait, what happens on Fridays? And Arthur is like following.
While
What happens on Fridays?
While this was happening, you have had a chance to look through those letters. You find that there are, let's see, where did it go? Here it is. You find a deed to the house that appears to detail a, a 4-story house that is left to Rose and Thorn in the eventual death of their parents. And you find a deed to a windmill that you summarize is probably the windmill you see in all these standards all the time in a place called Eastern Valaki. And you also see a will that is bequeathing all of these properties to Rosevalda and Thornbolt, aka Rose and Thorn Durst, in the event of their parents' deaths. So yay, you own a house and a windmill now.
So you said includes a deed to the house and a deed to the windmill of the Eastern Valaki. I'm not even gonna assume
From
I
Eastern
spelled that.
Valaki, yes.
And I spelled bequeathing so bad, Microsoft has no idea what I tried to spell.
I also don't know how to spell that.
Word spell check is pretty bad though.
I also don't know how to spell that and will not even attempt it.
Okay.
Also, yes, while you were over there, you notice a large stack of romance novels.
I saw that.
It definitely wasn't there before. You think some ghost might have moved it there.
Whatchamacallit? What were
Some
the
very, very
owners' names?
So the children are named
Yeah, Rose and Thorn.
Rosavalda and Thornbolt, and the
Oh,
Lord and Lady
dance.
Durst are the
Durst.
the two people mentioned. Upon the deaths of Lord and Lady Durst, these items will be bequeathed to Rosavalda and Thornbolt.
Aw.
Sorry, I was correcting my spelling of the two children because full names could be important. The parents' names?
Lord and Lady Durst.
Oh, so they weren't even given first names.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had them from somewhere else, but I'm not seeing them here. Hold on 1 minute. Do 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 do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I'll just say names they know but aren't at hand right now.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't actually say their names in here.
Interesting. So, metagame, unimportant.
We're going to call them. We're going to call them Victor and Lydia. They are now named Victor and Lydia.
Delight.
Very fitting.
Alright.
Oh, I found them.
You did? Well,
Yeah,
it's
the
too late.
names.
They're Victor and Lydia now.
Sounds good.
Alright. Rose of Alana and Thornwood. Got it. Cool.
Thornbolts.
Or Thornbolt. Did I say Thorn?
You said Thornwood, but his name is Thornbolt. It's Rosa Valda and Thornbolt. Bolt is B-O-L-D-T.
Okay. I also got Rose's name wrong. But now we're good.
But anyway, yes, you were reading through those while Gon and Arthur were having existential crises.
As one does.
Questioning the validity of Fridays.
Yes, excellent. And what's Ollie been doing? Regular PTSD in the corner stuff?
Pretty much, yeah. Everybody else is doing their own thing. Ollie's just kind of waiting because he wants to get on with it and leave.
Actually, it's very fast to join the sentiment.
So, is everyone in the main room now? Or not quite?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
They're behind a bookcase, but yeah.
Seeing at the stacks, not really something you would bring with you. He puts them in that hidden compartment on the desk that I found the key in, and walk up over here. It's like, so, do we want to return to the ghost children and ask them about this Strahd, see if they know anything else, or about their opinions on them, considering that their parents practically worshipped the dude.
Sure. We could probably, yeah. Yeah,
What
sure.
about what about the staircase? That we
Staircase?
saw in the house before.
Oh yeah,
Really?
Kira did see the staircase that ran through the entire house and just going
Arthur
to a
tried to
basement.
memorize the whole layout as best as he can.
Children first, maybe just. I get the feeling. Actually, I know that if you go down in the basement before the children, you're not coming back.
Well, yeah, we've barely really searched this house. Do we want to see if there's anything else that may be of use?
We were looking for silver so I could give
There was
those
some in the
give
bedroom
those kids a
upstairs.
proper ceremony. Oh, bedroom upstairs.
Where we rested?
And if you need silver for a spell of some sort, then let's look for that.
Yeah, just to do the proper rites and all.
And
It
with
was
the
in the bedroom, right?
staircase, and with this, well, he's just gonna look in general. Like he's gonna start going to that. Nikolas will start going over towards a opposite doorway on the second floor.
All right. So wait, where did you say that you're doing?
Right now we're kind of
Nikolas
looking
is
for
trying this door.
You're trying to look for silver.
silver, but while doing so with Arthur's words in his head, he's going to just keep an eye out for any maybe secret entrances for the staircase that runs through the entirety of the house.
Mm-hmm.
So I will roll that. I think it's a +2.
Think
Oh,
we
I don't
found
see
it.
shit.
Okay, so if you are looking at other things on this floor, there are 2 doors that you have not explored yet. One over here, which is a beautiful stained glass door, much the same as the one to the library. This one has a picture of 2 dancing youths on it instead of books. And then another smaller nondescript door over here that is sort of at the top of the staircase as you come upstairs from the first floor.
Oh, the ballroom. I think they mentioned the ballroom. Arthur kind of stares at the dancing youth. And
Are
All-
these the dancing youth? These
Ollie,
two
are
things?
you remaining in a corner by yourself, or are you going with the rest of the party?
Ollie takes a few deep breaths, and he's gonna follow.
stay behind me. I'll protect you. Rather, I'll die first, then you'll have time to run away.
Yeah, sure.
All right, you opening those doors, Nikolas?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if they're locked or unlocked, and if they're unlocked, I'll just open them.
They are unlocked, and they open to reveal. No, I said reveal, not hide, damn it.
Deeper darkness.
Darkness. They open to reveal a beautiful ballroom. There is an intricately carved organ taking up half of the wall, just to the right of the door as you're walking inside. Left for the viewers, right for the viewees. And a harpsichord that looks almost as tall as a actual ogre over near the fireplace with finely woven strings.
That
Each
is
of
huge.
these large windows that are here are a complete stained glass portrait of a different scene. The one over here appears to be a number of small children dancing around a maypole. The one right here are older adults, like regular, like midlife adults, who are currently bowing to one another and asking each other to dance. And the very last portrait seems to be 2 older, dignified people in the last portion of their life that are holding each other's close and slow dancing in a very elegant manner. Dragons.
With a cursory glance of this entire room, is there anything that would be silver?
I think you'd have to roll a perception check for that.
Alright, let's roll that again. Yeah, no, this die does not like me today. That is a 7 total.
So, yeah, with a 7, you do not see anything at first glance that you know to be true silver. There are a couple of ornate pieces on both the harpsichord and the organ that Arthur is currently bending over that look like they are some form of metal, but you would definitely want somebody more akin to identifying that to inspect them further for you to be able to tell for sure. Speaking of which, Arthur, as you bend over the organ and gently caress the keys with your digits, there is a deep tone that rings out as one of the keys is pressed inward just a little bit more than the others. And then another tone and another as the keys begin to move themselves. And the music fills the room. And from behind you, you hear the harpsichord strumming. And you look around behind, and there it is. The keys plucked by the strings plucked by the air itself, sending out a beautiful waltzing melody. And Arthur, make a perception check for me.
I'm terrible today.
And Nikolas,
10.
make a perception check for me. And gone, because you're in the doorway.
Oh, all right.
Perception, you said.
Yes, it did.
Oops, no +2.
Everybody's just trying really hard not to see
16,
shit.
so 18 total. 18 total.
So Nikolas, you were preoccupied with looking for silver before, but movement catches your eye, and your eyes go to the windows. Those stationary scenes within them are now moving. You see the youths dancing around the maypole, little flower petals trickling in the wind. In the central panel, the young man and woman bow to one another and join hands in a very sumptuous-looking tango. And over in the very last panel, as the two elderly people waltz their final dance together, you see the looming specter of death blink into existence behind them, before embracing them in his cloaked arms.
Would these two individuals in each of these panels look like they're the same individuals?
You can
Just
see
through
some
different-
resemblance.
Okay.
But yeah, you're currently in a ballroom with ghostly instruments and moving stained glass windows. Just to recap your situation.
Arthur is
He
just
finds himself
enchanted by the music.
intrigued and watching the windows, like kind of just hands behind his back, standing upright, just kind of enjoying the show, not thinking too much. Not thinking too. This is too ominous. He already knows this house is fucked, and anything. Anything goes now. But he's not getting a threatening vibe from this, so he's just kind of appreciating it.
What's everybody else doing? Arthur's enchanted by the music, I think you said.
Yeah.
Gon, what about you?
I'm gonna look back at Ollie and give like both raised eyebrows, like looking in the room, like, why aren't they running? Why aren't they running? Is a natural thing you would do in this situation. Why are they just standing there?
It's pretty.
Ollie's gonna.
You think
show
are they charmed or something? I would not just stand there if there were ghostly instruments being played.
You
Fair.
see the doors start to slowly inch shut.
Do I see this?
Gon does. Ollie does. You're watching windows.
God
Ollie,
damn it!
Ollie
no.
points at the doors and takes a step forward.
And Arthur sits down at the organ and try to play in complementary tunes, like.
Yeah, do a
Play with
performance
it?
check for me.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Please be good.
Oh
Oh,
my.
thank gosh. Thank gosh.
All right.
Music education is part of growing up in a monastery.
All right. So Arthur sits down at the organ. You recognize the tune that's being played, although a couple of the notes are different from what you know. It is a very, very old one. It is known as the Dance of Life, or the Dance Macrobe. And you recognize it because it's made to celebrate all the stages of life and death and everything that comes after. and you take your hands and you place them on the keyboard of the organ, and you start to play just an octave higher than it, giving it more of a happy pitch. And you begin to play in tandem with the sound. And there's a moment where all of the stained glass windows that you're watching, Nikolas, just completely freeze. And as that happens to Gon, the doors cease their movement as you and Ollie are walking towards them. They cease trying to close. And then all of the figures turn and look at Arthur. And they continue their dance, but their eyes are upon him the whole time. The doors, however, creak back open again.
Um,
This is so cool.
well,
Gon was
it's-
like just grabbing one of the suits of armor by the door to like try and push it so the door couldn't shut, and then like sees the doors stop and start to open again, and just like, oh, thank goodness. I guess he would maybe say like, thank God. What's his god's name? Okay, he's like, oh, thank my tooth.
Thanks, Strati Daddy.
So now that the performance is done in the windows, and it's like, oh, that was quite pleasant. And then,
Well, it's not done yet. He's playing
oh,
in
I thought you said
compliment
they.
to it. They
No,
ceased movement and then turned their gaze towards Arthur and began to dance again, all while watching him while he's playing.
Okay, I just heard the cease movement part.
Yeah, no, they like
Um,
froze listening to him playing in compliment
All
with
eyes
the
on
organ.
me, all eyes on me.
Now seeing that this may not be such a great idea, he's gonna walk over to the door like, Arthur, we may want to just leave this room as it is.
Just a minute. This is my
Yeah.
favorite movement.
This my
And you
jam,
can see
yo.
he's really
You have some
really focusing on playing.
you have some very unnatural eyes on you right now, and gestures towards the windows.
And he looks up and then turns to the windows, sees the the glass figures dancing and looking at him, and he almost like there's one note is placed, and then he concentrates back again. And then you can see him playing, but looking, his gaze flicking back and forth between the window and the organ.
And as you reach the end of the movement on the Spring of Life, you see the curtains on the two dancing youths close. The thick, heavy drapes falling over that window and hiding it from view as they bow slightly out of sight. And now there are just two windows open, the one with the dancing middle-aged couple and the one with death embracing the two elder dancing lovers.
Uh-huh.
I think I want to finish this. And now he's playing basically blind and just staring at the window, watching the dancers back.
Alrighty. So Arthur is continuing. What's everybody else doing?
Ollie marched up to the door and paused right before it. Thank God it stopped closing, because after Gon mentioned something about charmed and about them possibly being charmed and heard the instruments, Ollie took out a candle and stuffed his ears full of wax, and he's gonna like pass the candle to Gon, but then keep going into the room, like, But then he sees Arthur approaching, and he pauses and shoots Arthur a glance, or not Arthur, Nikolas.
Nicky
Shoots Nikolas
boy.
like a glance, like a curious glance, like, I guess it's fine.
You could do an insight check to see if he's to see if either of them are charmed if you want to.
Yeah, he'll do that, because, you know, Nicky Boy walked over to the door. So, like, obviously, it's fine, right? It's fine. insight. That's not. Oh, it worked out fine. That's fine.
So Nikolas's eyes are very clear and precise. He just looks danger in the eye and calls it amusing. That's why he was there, quite obviously. He does not understand the ramifications of this house like you do, but he is not charmed. Arthur does not appear to be charmed, but he does appear to be obsessed with music. The only charm he's under is the spell of beautiful art itself. So
That's another thing.
Nothing magical, just
Nikolas
feeling the
recognizes
music.
Mom being a little bit more like upper, well, not kind of a presenting a classical background or high class background with how he holds himself.
Go ahead and do let's see, perception with advantage, I guess. See if you
Perception with
recognize the
advantage?
song.
Let's not use that roll, hopefully. Okay, yeah. Dirty 20.
Okay, yep, you recognize this song. You've heard it one or two times before. It's usually played at the close of winter to recognize those who have passed on in the previous year and the hope for future life in the spring. It's also sometimes played at weddings or at funerals as the very last song to place the dead under. Each of the three parts of it is a different stage of life. There's the joy and robustness of youth. There is the gentle seduction of the middle of your life, and then there is the elegant silence of your final years in death.
Ooh.
And Gon, what are you doing?
I think I'm kind of leaning against the door, like not going in the room, but not like outside either, just kind of half and half, trying to like subtly like if these doors close again, at least my body will be in the way.
My body is a shield.
Mm-hmm. Also, my shield is a shield.
Oh yeah. I forget, is this the session that took the windmill shield, or is that the other one?
Other.
That was the other one.
Okay, cool.
This session, I think Kira took the sword.
Yeah, he took the long sword, you're right.
And I yelled at him and cursed the house. You're seriously going to grab a sword from a fucking bullshit cursed house or whatever I said it was.
And then the house
Yeah.
rumbled, and it was a fun time.
Alright, so Arthur continues to play, and he gets to the overture where the central window is most focused on the maturity and the seductiveness of living a full life. And as he gets there, the music becomes more sultry, more spicy, if you will. The tango of the two figures grows more intense as it reaches its crescendo, and they end with each other in a beautiful and passionate embrace of both mind and lips as the curtain drops upon them. And now there's just the final window as the two lovers slowly embrace and dance a soft, quiet waltz. Arthur, you still playing?
Yeah, and you can see there's a wistful expression on his face now and a kind of bittersweet smile.
I think Gon is starting to lose his nerve now, and he's gonna he's gonna get his hempen rope out his backpack, and he's gonna tie one end around the door handle, and then like go over and tie the other end to the banister of the staircase, so it's not him holding open the doors.
Meanwhile, Ollie looks like an idiot, is just flapping his hands at Arthur, just like, let's go! Look this way! Let's go!
Gotta get into the truck! Get in the van!
Both hands, tail flailing to keep his balance, just wide arcs, just, let's go!
And Arthur's paying no mind.
Nope. He's thinking
See?
about his mom and how she didn't get to have that with his dad.
Aww.
And is kind of sadly watching on and trying, like, projecting that he's giving this chance to the dancing pair by playing the music.
Well, Arthur just not Arthur. Ollie just looks at Arthur, and then looks over at Nick, and then goes to look at Gon, but Gon's just fucking gone.
Gon is gone.
Gon just dabbed next to the staircase.
And then
I'm watching the windows again, but like a little bit more cautiously, like enjoying the show, enjoying the performance by both Arthur and Windows, but then also just like ready for something to happen.
yeah, Ollie doesn't want something to happen. He doesn't want to know what happens when the song finishes, and he can't tell when the song's gonna finish because he's got wax in his ear, so he panically runs over and just starts shoving Arthur towards the door.
And that would be, if you're resisting Arthur, that's going to be a contested strength check.
Oh dear.
Have fun.
Not that I want this to happen, but
It's
I
not
feel
gonna
like
go.
that'd be maybe disadvantage because it's hard to still play an instrument while being slow. It doesn't matter.
So it's a 12. That's a 12 versus a... Oh, wait, you did a save, not a check, dear.
Oh, whoops. Whoops. Okay, you may live. You live. It's fine.
So while he does resist being shoved out the door, he needs to make another performance check.
Oh shit.
Because
Can't
you
you
are...
just let him finish?
What if
Let
it's
the
a
poor
really good
man
feeling about
finish.
this.
Oh,
Let the
good.
poor man finish.
You almost
There's
fudge...
certainly a bit of hiccup in the playing.
Yeah, you almost fudge a note. You manage to hit it, but it's like off time a little bit, and you see the dancers freeze ever so slightly out of the corner of your eye, and the door gives a against the rope that's holding it. The
no.
other door had started to close a little bit, but then you continue playing, and the doors halt again and open back up, and the dancers continue.
Do I notice the
noticed
door?
the doors this time.
You're right next to them. It would be impossible for you to not notice the doors, Nikolas. Arthur, are you focusing on the playing in the windows or the doors?
Playing and the windows. So
Then no,
I'm
you
not
don't
sure.
notice the doors.
okay.
Gon certainly does, though. He's standing right next to the they're standing right next to the rope.
Yeah, he's tightening and checking and making sure all the knots are secure.
Ollie wouldn't have noticed. He's just focused on shoving Arthur's ass towards the door.
He's like, man, you're heavy for not wearing
And
pants.
Arthur is like, don't look. And he nods over to the window and in hope that Ollie can see that they stopped for a moment, or at least he can see that they are watching him play.
Yeah,
Oh.
Dancers.
Ollie, let him finish. It was a bit more concerning on that hiccup there.
and,
Ollie can't hear you. He has candles in his ears.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Any perception checks Ollie does until those candles are removed are going to be with disadvantage.
Absolutely, but
I would see that and then like start saying something like, "Oh wait, shit." And probably because I don't want this to end bad, like just put a hand on their shoulder, like
Ollie jumps.
Do you not see me walk up to you?
He's focused on moving the dog.
Dexterity saving throw, Ollie, as you jump.
Oh no!
Dexterity saving throw.
So you jump, arms flailing, and fall back into the keyboard, and there is a discordant cling.
Fuck.
And then you hear a large shattering noise as the final window shatters inward. And that figure of death itself, the cloaked and hooded, cowled shadow that had been looming behind the couple in their final dance, is no longer a stained glass window painting. You see it as its hollow, glowing eyes peer into the room, large clawed digits made of void and darkness creeping over the walls and floor in the three of you's directions. one of the doors to the room slams shut with a resounding crackling noise as large fissures run up the stained glass window that is on the door itself. And the other one jerks wildly as the rope pulls onto it. Gone, you can see it is straining. Your knots are starting to buckle, and a few of them start to fray under the pressure from the rope. What is everyone doing?
It is
Arthur
time to go!
grabs-
This way, come
Yeah.
on!
Arthur grabs Ollie and just bodily pushes him behind him, shouting, "Go, go, go!"
Yeah, not before Ollie smacks Nick in the shoulder, like, what the hell, dude? And then fucking just falls. He books it!
With what was Arthur doing?
Arthur pushed Ollie behind him and out the door, and he's waiting for you as well, and then
Oh,
he's
okay.
going to slowly back away. Like
Yeah,
as
no,
the last one out the door.
Nikolas was gonna grab you, thinking that you didn't want to like maybe try to finish and just drag you out of the room. He was
I
ready to do
think it
that.
was over when the glass shattered.
He doesn't know.
And,
He doesn't know you well enough.
The dark specter of death begins to sweep into the room. The lights within go out with a whoosh as it embraces the fire and douses it, for all light falls before death. You
Arthur
see
cuts the rope.
The other door
Yeah.
slams
Gun's
shut.
like making cutting motions at the rope as you do it.
It's like, I'm picturing Gun karate chopping the rope right now.
Yeah, pretty
Just
much.
like,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
But does Gon see the specter?
I think he heard the
No,
shatter
yes.
and knew bad things was happening.
Heard the door slam.
Glass shattered, the door slammed, and we are outside. So-
So you slice the rope, the other door slams shut, cracks running up that one stained glass window. You see the two portraits of the two dancing youths are now two decaying bodies that are clutching at the sky itself. The festering coils of life being stripped from them as they turn agonized, screaming visages towards the ceiling.
Up the stairs! Go upstairs! Upstairs!
Oh, shit, I'm going the wrong way.
No, you're going the right way. You're going the right way. That's the right way.
Oh, that looks like it's going down on lighting.
Doesn't matter, just up the stairs.
Yeah,
we know
we're
that
going
we are going
upstairs.
up the stairs.
Okay.
Arthur has his sword out and bringing up the rear.
Yeah, like Gon
Running,
started to
running.
run down the stairs, and he just like immediately as he hears up the stairs, he just like spins perfectly on one foot and begins running
Leaps
back
over
up.
a railing, slides Suits of Hazard style onto the next floor level.
Up,
Oops, sorry.
run.
Did we just assume that this room up top with the tiger skin is the
It's
parents'
still
room?
there.
You did assume that, yes. But
Okay.
it is the most stylish room that you've seen thus far, so that seems to be a good assumption.
Okay. Well, shit. Besides, you didn't see me. Like, well, is the candle still in your ear?
I don't remember him saying he took him out.
Arthur is just pushing everybody up, and then he shouts to Gon, there was some silver in the bedroom if you want to grab it, but I think we should go grab it, and then we should go up to the children's room. Maybe that room seems to be somewhat more predictable.
I guess I'll poke my head in and quickly see if I see silver.
Sorry, I was muted. Yes, Ollie does have candle wax in his ear still.
Don't worry, Arthur has a firm grip on him, just guiding him around.
So, Gon,
Nikolas is going to gesture towards his ear at Allie, like, would you mind?
Ollie looks confused. He forgot he has wax in his ears. He squints.
So, Gon, you recall that there was a silver-backed brush and comb set over on the dressing table over here that was next to the music box. And
Right.
there is also a very tarnished silver tea set over here on this table.
Ooh.
Arthur kind of leaves.
It was all
Ollie
gross
leaves.
though.
It is very gross, yes.
I guess like, I don't want to take off my scarf. Maybe my coat. I take off my coat and use that to wrap around the tea set and take it with me just in case.
There are also those drawers full of...
But it is nasty.
There's also those drawers full of moldering clothes over there if you don't want to have to ruin your coat.
Oh,
Mhm.
good point. What do you think of that? I'm gonna make an
Also-
intelligence roll to see if he would think of that. He's not good at intelligence.
That's a good...
Okay, he did think of that. Good.
You remembered the sock drawer. You shove them all in a very crusty sock and back out of the room.
And then all he remembers, he has wax in his ears, and he goes digging.
You got what you need? You got what you need?
Yep, let's go.
Wait, what? What are we getting?
Silver
Silver.
for the thing.
He needed
Go upstairs,
silver
go,
for
go,
some
go,
sort
go.
of ritual.
Okay, yeah, upstairs was,
This way.
yeah, that way.
Oh,
Yeah.
The door is still
Um,
right here.
This way.
As you're headed
Left
for that door that goes to the secret staircase, everybody make a perception check.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
if it's about one of these two doors, I was just about to ask to make a perception to the one I'm right next to. If that's what it's about.
This is fine. Everything's fine.
Too busy digging wax.
15 total.
Okay.
Have
are
we
all
been
making
rolling for
perception
Kira?
rolls?
I haven't
No.
really been rolling for Kira, no. I guess I can do that. I didn't want
Like,
to...
if need be.
I
just-
I know that they ignore some things as part of their character, so I didn't know if they would
Oh, okay.
ignore anything that
It's
they would percept
fine.
or not.
I'm
I don't
feeling
know,
cut
this
out
was
for a
just me, yes.
second. Are we making perception?
Yes, you're
Correct.
making perception
Yes.
checks. Sorry
Sorry.
about that.
Okay. Oh, not the one again. Just the 8.
So,
So-
the two furries.
They've got the best hearing, so obviously.
Yeah.
Arthur, you hear it first as you're ushering everybody towards the secret door that you found earlier. You hear the soft, desperate cries of a baby coming
Arthur
from
pauses.
one of
Can
the
you hear
rooms.
that?
And Nikolas, as soon as he says that, you hear it too, just faintly, as though it's behind a door or two in your way.
From
But
which direction?
Sort of from the direction of this door right here, yeah.
I look
Yes.
over at Arthur as like, no. Remember what?
As soon as Arthur asks, can you hear that? He remembers how they got into the house in the first place.
No.
And he
and
starts
we just
pushing everybody
actually
upstairs again.
met
Go,
the
go, go,
actual
go, go,
spirits,
go,
and they said that we were tricked by fakes.
go, go. Just go. We can check on it later. Go.
I love going. I'm gone. I mean, I'm.
We can ask the children
I'm
if,
Ganainm,
if
but
it's
I'm
a
also
thing.
gone.
Go. Go.
Oh, excuse me. Shit, that was loud.
Arthur bodily shoves everybody up the stairs.
Yeah.
That was very loud. Sorry.
It was Kira.
He found some liquor somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what was the whole point of the session, getting Kira drunk, which wasn't hard.
It was not at all. We're just assuming, of course, that he isn't already almost constantly drunk.
You spent
So, listeners out there, so our dear tiefling found this lovely thing to use as our handout, for the letter right here, and then this is the before pic. This is the before pic.
Oh my god, I didn't see that.
This is the after pic.
That
This
was
is the
30
after
minutes
pic.
ago. That was 30 minutes ago. I love it.
Yep. Before and
I
after.
love it.
So That happens. That was a thing.
Accuracy.
So good.
Accuracy.
It's so good. I don't even know how you did it, but I love it.
Lasso tool.
MS Paint is great.
Oh my god. I'm so happy with it. Oh man. Now I'm just imagining. I'm just imagining if this was like in person, like would you actually have done that to stay in character? And then
Yes.
how many
1,000 times
tears?
yes.
How many tears would Aaron have wept after putting such good work into it?
Probably a lot, and I would have felt horrible.
I
Maybe
probably,
ask for
I probably would have been okay with it.
the hesitation.
I mean, the seal was only made out of crayon wax, so it's not like I got real embossing tools for it. I melted some crayons and pressed a stamp of a bird on it.
Best.
I mean, still, that's
Strad's been
dedication.
through some hard times.
I am so excited for whenever I get to play live action, or not live action, but in person games with you.
Oh, I will go all fucking out. That's why I don't want those digital tables that much. I want to make my own buildings and scenery and maps. I love making them so much. Making the digital ones is nice and all, but I love drawing them and
It's
putting in all
not
the little
the
ridiculous
same.
details.
Yeah.
We were talking about getting like a D&D table with a TV screen in the middle.
Yeah, I'll get that for you, but I'm going to have a cover that goes over top of it for my terrain.
For sure.
shit.
No, definitely for sure. Definitely for sure. Or it could just be like the base terrain that you put on top of it.
Because let's face it, if we do your Starfinder campaigns on that table, we're going to need the TV to mimic space, because that's not terrain that I can do.
Right?
Anyways.
Yes. Anywho, so you guys
Barovia.
run up the stairs and find yourself on a spaceship in the middle of deep space being chased by the... Yeah, anyway. You guys run up the stairs, bum 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 bum.
Space
Just
goblins everywhere.
shutting all the doors behind you, and you're going to the room the children were in.
Yeah, and Arthur is going to poke his head in, check, and then motion everybody inside if it's safe. If it looks safe.
Well,
Is it Rosa Valda or is Rose Valda?
Rosa Valda.
Rosa
and
Valda.
Thorn Bolt.
Okay.
Rose and Thorn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rose and Thorn are what they answer to more, so. You know how parents name their kids ridiculous shit and then the kids go by nicknames? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the ridiculous name of Robert. Fuck that, I'm Rob.
Yeah, Boblin the Goblin is really Bobbert the Gobbert.
God damn it.
Astounding.
Fucking hell.
At least you weren't like Robert Valda. It could be worse.
He's Robinson Crusoe.
I actually had a coworker, female coworker named Bobby.
Oh yeah, my monk's name is Bobby. Or no, Benny. My monk's name is Benny.
But anyways,
You guys run into the ghost room, but there's no ghosts in sight currently. You still see the blanket or cloak or whatever it is that... Oh, that's right, the bedspread. You took the bedspread off and you covered the bodies of the children with the bedspread.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ollie will pop in there too. Not sure what he can do, but
Nikolas?
more support.
Nikolas
also,
is gonna stay outside of the room.
There's also the desiccated remains of a dollhouse.
Yeah, the destroyed remains of the dollhouse. Got kind of squished last time.
Yeah, Kira, stay out here. Guard the door.
Kara has no problem doing that.
Yeah, Nikolas was staying outside as well. I don't think the kids liked him, and he's like, fine. That's fair.
Rose?
Alright.
Earwax.
I mean,
Alright, Gon, Arthur, what you guys doing?
Rose? Thorn?
Um,
Kind of calls out to them.
Your call is
Gone?
met with silence.
Do you need something? What did you need for your...
I just... Yeah, I need to prepare. And I mean that quite literally. I need to prepare this spell. It's gonna take me like 8 hours.
Oh.
we found something that belonged to your parents? Ollie seems very unsure. Just heard Von something and then something, parent something. Parenting.
Persuasion.
Does not have any idea what the contents of the document is. Only that.
You did. Downstairs, you heard me call them cultists.
There is silence to your inquiry, Ollie. You don't hear Rose or Thorn. Or see any fluttering of any cobwebs or bedclothes that would indicate the location where they are in.
We found a letter addressed to your parents, and also we visited the ballroom. Can we talk, please?
Persuasion, Arthur.
I'm good at this. No, I'm not.
No.
Do a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh gosh.
You see it move slightly and are able to duck as the pillow flies off of Rosa's bed and smacks the doorway behind you. Did you leave the door open?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nikolas, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, this is
Arthur
great.
kinda
This is going to be perfect because I was about to come in and say something, and now this is even better. That is a 13.
So you are stepping into the room. You see Arthur duck. There's a pillow flying at your head. Your cat-like reflexes allow you to drop down as the pillow flies over your head and pats out into the hallway.
All right. Rose, Avalda, and Thornbolt. I thought you wanted us to help you. If that is the case, I suggest you at least talk with us further. We have found a clue you sent us to go find.
That
Who
sounds.
use their full names?
That sounds like an intimidation roll for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you use a child's full name, that is an intimidation roll.
Where? Ooh, I'm proficient.
Who would have thought that the cat was proficient at intimidation?
That is also a 13.
You don't see Rosa, but hears a shimmer and sort of popping noise as Thorn appears on his bed, clutching a doll to his chest that had been laying there previously. And he's hugging it tightly and looking fearfully over behind Arthur at Nikolas as Nikolas berates him at his full name.
Don't scare the children.
They literally just
It's
threw
all right.
a pillow at you. That is not acceptable.
It's a pillow!
You broke my dollhouse! That is not acceptable! Rosa's voice booms throughout the room, although you cannot discern a location.
You
She's
are
right,
correct.
though. It's a pillow.
And you are correct. And the idiot is not even in this room who did that. Right? Or was that Arthur? I thought that was Kira.
No, that
It
was
was
Kira.
It was Kira.
Okay. And the idiot who did that is not even in this room.
That's why it was only a pillow and not the bed.
Anyways. We've learned that your parents, they, really appreciated Mr. Strad von Zorovich. However, it seems that this person did not share your parents' feelings. Do you
No.
know anything about this individual?
You shouldn't say his name, says Thorn. He looks quite
Oh.
scared. But then again, when does he not?
Ah.
A child.
And may I ask why, Thorn?
He is a scary man. He lives in the castle.
Which castle may that be?
He points at the boarded up window behind him. There is a slight gap in between the boards.
I'll step up and go towards the window.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check. With disadvantage because the mists are out there.
That's a 9 on the die and so 11 for perception.
Yeah, you can't see past the mists. But as you go up and peer out, since Thorn can't see that you can't see, he is going to keep talking. He is on the really big, tall hill, almost mountain, that looks over the village. He lives there in the big castle. He came back, to live here, and he was away for a very long time, and then he came back, and then things were always very bad, but it got worse then.
Now, Thorn, do you know of your parents doing any bad things to other people?
No, they don't really let us out of this room.
Even when you were alive?
No, they just, unless we were being paraded in front of our family's guests, and you hear a slight swishing and a pop as Rosa pops into view on the other bed. And hold on, I need to make them visible again. I forgot that they were invisible right now.
Well, Thorn made himself visible. That's why I've basically been talking down.
There we go. Unless
That's right.
mother and father were parading us in front of their guests, we stayed here.
Huh.
Well, and what was your relation with your parents? This doesn't seem to be good if that's how they treated you.
Mother and father didn't talk to us very much. Nana Marcy usually talked to us, though. Yes, mother and father usually left us with the nurse. Until our brother was born. We did not see her after that.
About your brother. Is he much younger than you?
He's a baby.
We did hear cry, or so you can go, Arthur. Sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah, Arthur kind of motions. We might have hurt him. Do you think that was him or the house?
And Rosa kind of looks troubled. I don't know. He never cried when we knew him. He never made a sound. We only saw him twice. After that, we didn't see him or Marcy again.
Arthur kind of thinks about that with a troubled expression.
And who was Marcy?
She was
A
our
nursemaid.
Okay.
She's taken care of us for as long as I know. She's definitely been around since before Thorn. She was my nursemaid before him. She's both of our nursemaids. She was a nice lady. She was the nicest lady that we knew. She was the only lady that we knew besides mother and father. I wouldn't exactly call either of them nice.
Well, I don't know how you would take this, but we found evidence from, looks back at Thorn, from someone I guess I won't name, that your assuming father, but maybe both of your parents, tortured and killed many people in his name for his good graces.
Thorn puts both of his hands over his mouth and looks absolutely horrified. Rosa looks grim, but unsurprised.
Did you ever suspect anything, maybe to not that extreme, but anything not good from your parents?
No, mother and father would never do that. They were kind of strict, but they just wanted to protect us. It was safe here in the room. That is what they said. There was a lot of screaming sometimes, but mother and father said that was just the monster in the basement.
Ollie gives a bit of his visible shudder.
Looking, kind of catching Ollie's. If Nikolas catches Ollie's shudder, have you ever seen a monster, or even would Nikolas see Ollie's shudder?
Perception check would determine that.
Monster in the basement.
Nope, that's a 6.
Yeah, you do not notice Ollie.
I
You're focused on
think-
questioning the children.
Have you ever seen a monster in the basement? Or I'm guessing that you were kept in here.
Yeah.
We have never been to the
have some-
basement.
I have some ideas what might be a monster in the basement that parents would try to keep their children away from. Well, as in not tell them about greater detail.
Can I insight that? I think I know what you're talking about, but I
Go ahead.
don't want
Are you trying to insight to see if Arthur knows
Arthur.
what he's talking about, or are you trying to insight to see if you can think of the same thing that Arthur's trying to think of?
to think of the same, or at least figure out what he's thinking.
That one wouldn't really be an insight check. That would be your own personal kind of
Interpretation.
wisdom check.
Okay,
Yeah,
wisdom.
That would be a wisdom check to see if you can maybe put some puzzle pieces together and see if you can figure something out.
That is a 11.
And Ollie just mutters under his breath, "Whatever you're thinking, that's not what it is."
And
Yeah.
Arthur kind of motions to everyone. Can we talk maybe outside of the room for a moment? Not in front of the children. And he gives these worried looks to Thorn, who's already pretty creeped out and troubled by the
I'm old enough to hear,
revelation.
says Rosa, and she puts her hands on her hips. Thorn, close your ears. Okay. Thorn puts transparent hands over his ears.
Does that actually work?
No.
Who said that?
Thorn.
Like you
Thanks,
can
Brody.
see Arthur visibly shaken by how adorable that child is and how terrible it is that he's dead.
Arthur wants to
Like-
adopt ghost children.
Like, he has
Dawn's gonna,
trouble
like-
reconciling the notion that they are dead, but still protectable.
I don't see.
Okay. Ollie's gonna roll his eyes and then kind of glance over at Arthur as he walks over to Thorn and kind of sits down in front of the bed. And from his pack, he draws out his ball bearings, which obviously are not toys, but they look close. I mean, they're basically just metal marbles, right? And he pulls them out and says, "Hey, so since that one," gestures to the door, broke your dollhouse. I know this isn't a dollhouse, but I could show you a game with these. How about that? Huh?
I like games.
All right.
Okay.
Nikolas is just looking at Ollie right now with like, are you serious? I don't know if you see this, but like, because Nikolas doesn't think that these children can interact with anything material,
Well, Thorn
and
is
thinks that.
holding a doll, and one did just throw a pillow at your skull.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
fair.
was just
Yeah, no,
about
fair.
to
I
say.
forgot. I forgot about that. No, me
We
myself.
almost got a pillow to
Never
our
mind.
face.
Never mind. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
So Ollie scoots back a little bit so that way Thorn has room on the floor, gives a little pat and kind of dumps the ball bearings out into his hand and kind of keeps them gathered together and says, "Okay." And then basically he's gonna try to keep Thorn busy and teach him the game of marbles, but instead of marbles, it's ball bearings.
And Thorn puts his doll down and he scampers off the bed and onto the floor and sits down to eagerly look at this game that Ollie is teaching him, because besides Rosa, nobody has ever really played with him since Marcy never came back.
And so hopefully he can keep Thorn distracted enough that Thorn doesn't pay attention to what's being discussed on the other side of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Arthur kind of looks at them, still a bit troubled, and then considers Rose, and then sighs and motions Gon and Nikolas closer.
Rose is on the cusp of teenhood and she glares at you rebelliously. You get the feeling that if you leave her out of this conversation, she's going to throw more than just pillows.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's not ideal to talk about this with her.
Nikolas at this point doesn't care, but he is rolling his eyes like, if it is what he's thinking.
My theory is either sacrifices or more likely the summoning of something from another plane.
Yeah, no, mine and Nikolas's mind were not there, so good.
Where did your mind go?
I just thought
Arthur
it's a
kind of
really
looks
big
at you
werewolf
weirdly,
like
like,
you.
what did you think?
I just thought it was like a really big werewolf like you.
Nikolas will actually give a coy smile back. And just that's it, a coy smile.
Arthur stares, like, motioning, what? What did you think? Like, he's totally not understanding the question.
Oh, it's a werewolf. So mother and father used to tell us that there were werewolves in the woods, and they were controlled by the big man who lives on the castle on the hill, and they would come and they would gobble up the bad children. So I thought maybe they caught one and put it in the basement. And they looked like you, only no armor.
Arthur kind of straightens, then folds in on himself again, like he realized that appearing more presentable and more like respectable actually makes him appear more intimidating. So he's like folding back and trying to make himself look smaller.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm not
And she
sure we're
actually-
alike, but
She actually
you might
reaches
be
out
onto something.
and tries to pat your head with a ghostly hand.
Aww.
She's standing on the bed, so she might actually be tall enough to do that.
Arthur's tail starts to wig.
For a werewolf, you're a very cute werewolf. It is okay.
Thank you. I'm not a werewolf though.
Yeah.
Do
I'm
we
sure
know
you're
what
fast.
your race is?
Tomato, potato, werewolf, wolf wear, whatever.
Alright,
Dog wolf? Were dog.
Just wolf will do.
Were
Thank
corgi?
you. And you can see him grow more and more uncomfortable, especially with Nikolas outright asking for his race and him not actually
Oh, that
being able
was
to
out of
answer.
That
Like,
was out
he's
of
fudging
character. The
it.
race was out
He's
of character. Sorry. about that.
Fudging it big time.
But
Where
no, when Rose said where corgi, Nicholas actually like bursted out laughing.
Arthur lets out a tiny whine.
Oh, that's a great one, Rose.
I think we've already just established that this wolf doesn't wear, namely pants.
You're not wearing pants? Rose looks absolutely scandalized and places a hand on her chest, and like the tiny lordling she is, she turns like to the side as if to put distance between herself and the pantsless wolf.
But does a
That was
teenage,
out of
does a
character.
teenage, for this individual, does a teenage curiosity like
No,
allow for a very quick peek, but
No.
guilty peek? Okay.
no, this is still a minor. She's a preteen, not a teenager.
Oh, I thought you were like teenager. I thought you said
No,
teenager.
I said
somewhere.
preteen specifically. Also,
okay.
the way
Like
she
12
was
or
raised.
13 or something.
She
Okay, no,
was
that's fine.
raised is that ladies don't think about stuff like that, and that people should always wear pants around ladies. So she's looking at Arthur like he is some kind of woods animal right now.
And Arthur is silently thanking Ilmater that he's not able to blush
You're thinking
visibly.
You're gone.
Because he would look like a tomato.
Ooh, almost dropped my computer.
What would an
He's, like,
embarrassed
brushing down
dog
his-
look like?
His
That's
long
just a
tunic,
dude.
like he's wearing a very long tunic under the, like the leather skirt part of his armor.
He grabs
So
the
it's, like,
tunic and pulls
not
it down
like his-
lower.
Yeah, he's not like he's naked or
wanna-
anything. It's
Do you wear it like one of the legendary ancient Scots?
Now, I would like to remind our viewers and our players that this is not a lewd stream.
Oh, and who was saying secret porn on the last section?
Those are just words. Those are just words.
So are these. This is all fantasy and made up.
Those are just words.
Scotland isn't made up.
Think of the children.
Arthur
And
kind of
then-
murmurs.
I'm not the
And
one that
don't
created a
fit my
character that
tail.
was pantsless.
And then, if you hit the marble out of the circle far enough, you get to keep it.
Oh, that's so cool. Does that mean I get to keep these three? And he holds up the three that he's managed to knock out of the circle very excitedly.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, sure.
Fuck leveling up. This is the rest of the campaign.
Thank you, Ollie. This is the best present ever. And Thorin throws his arms around the tiefling and hugs him. And Ollie, it feels like a very chill breeze has surrounded you briefly.
Yeah, Ollie's tail sticks straight out against the wall, and he just pat pat.
Your hand goes through him.
But oh, where the fuck were we?
You were
Oh,
saying how it is not a werewolf in the basement, you do not think.
No, we do not think so. We think those screams were coming from victims of your parents or parent, one of the two or both. From what you said, maybe both of them.
I hope Marcy is okay, and her brother.
How long have you been here, do you know?
No. A very long time, says Thorn over his shoulder as he tries to knock out another marble. Thorn is correct. It has been very long. Much longer than Ollie, I am sure.
So, how many birthdays do you think that may have been?
That might be relevant if I even knew what time of day it was ever, or if it has been days. The sky does not change, and our windows are boarded. And we cannot leave this room.
Have you ever tried to unboard the windows if you can interact with pillows and marbles?
You have seen the rest of house, yes? And what happens when you change things?
Considering the disrepair on this floor, I thought maybe this was too far from whatever influence that kept changing it.
Is probably more like it does not bother. If you are this far, you can't get out. No point in making it pretty anymore.
Mm. In character, am I just going based off memory on the letter, or would it be recent enough where I still kind of freshly remember it?
I'd say you kind of freshly remember it.
Okay.
It was only like 30 minutes ago, tops in game.
Okay. Yeah. According to the person that, or
What happened to Gon?
why should? Oh, is Gon not here?
Gon just put a sad,
here.
sleepy face over their character. Is Gon there? What happened to Gon?
Yeah, Gon's leaning against the wall and has pulled his hat low over his face with his little pile of silver in front of him.
Oh, okay. You're preparing a spell.
Preparing.
Yeah.
Okay. Anywho, go
I
on.
did send something in Discord to you, Misha.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not see it. I did not hear the ping ping.
No problem.
I just hard blanked. Oh yeah. Is there a reason why we shouldn't say this person's name?
I have some thoughts on that, and I glance over to Gon, see that he's busy, and sigh, not really being used to being the voice of the information. When I prayed to the matter, I heard a voice in my head. Perhaps saying names attracts such unwanted attention? Because that was not the voice of my god.
Looks like you curiously. How often does your god, or how often does your god respond to you?
He does sometimes. For me, I've only heard his voice once, but at the monastery I grew up in, others have a connection with him, and this was not such dialogue. Kind of thinks about that Ilmater never ever called him a good boy before, and how
Did I call him? Wait, did I call him good boy?
you don't know that he heard in his mind being called a good boy.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying I said that. Like, wait, I said that instinctually? Oops.
No. No, he probably wouldn't mind if the party said it. Like, it would be weird, but not unpleasant. As an unknown voice in his head.
I'm loving this chat box right now. Sorry. Okay. And yours, who do you think it's this person that was responding to you instead?
I have no idea, but if it can happen, perhaps saying the name of that individual might attract such unwanted attention. And don't think we want to be noticed.
Agreed.
At least until we get out of here.
Agreed.
Well,
Do you?
I don't know about all of that, but I do know that when he came back to Barovia, the man on the hill, Mr. Strad, that the mists came with him. And after that, Mother and Father said nobody could leave Barovia anymore.
Speaking of which, what do you know about? Do you know anything about the mists?
Only that my parents say that bad things live there. Worse than werewolves in the woods.
And that's it. Nothing about like how it acts.
She kind of
Or
stares at you with that blank, really teenage stare that some children may give you when you say something really dumb. Does it look like I've been on many field trips?
well, you've obviously been here significantly longer than us.
Yeah, here,
And
in this room. Never outside this house ever, and barely ever out of this room.
which is still more experience than either one of us have.
We've been
We
on the
just came here
balcony, if
today.
you remember.
We weren't
It
allowed on the
wasn't-
balcony.
Yeah, it was, things are definitely in the mist.
Obviously. Wasn't questioning that. Just seeing if we can get out here, if there's anything to do about that.
It's a good question, actually.
Mm.
But,
She kind of
let's
shrugs and
focus
puts
on
her.
getting out.
She kind of shrugs and puts her hands in the air. Well, since you have officially been in mist more than me, technically you know more than I do.
Fair enough. Is there any other point of interest in this house you think we should look at?
She kind of frowns and rubs her chin. The library is where Mother and Father had all the important books. Maybe their bedroom? It is below us, I think.
Yeah,
Is-
we
we
checked
think
there already.
we've been in a bedroom downstairs once already. Are there more than one bedroom downstairs?
Marcy's room and the nursery are downstairs on the second floor.
That's
She
very big.
used to before they started shutting us up in here all of the time. Sometimes Marcy would bring us to her room so that we could talk and play games for an hour or two before we had to come back here. They were setting up nursery there for when she had the baby.
And then, forgive me if I've forgotten. Um, is there a reason why you can't leave this room now?
I do not know why we cannot leave the room, but without help, it does not physically let us. Is like invisible wall?
Doctor kind of looks behind himself at the bedspread covered remains.
As a
Maybe
player, or go
how do
ahead.
we
Sorry,
keep them here? Go on.
bodies kept in here. No, I was just gonna say as a joke, out of character. I was like, we can have them possess Kira and have them tour us around the house.
If you recall, they tried that already.
Yeah, Arthur already
Try
offered, and
again. They can try again.
people talked me out of it.
Yeah, no, we talked Arthur out of it, but Nikolas is okay with sacrificing Kira.
I'm not gonna let you sacrifice Kier when they're not here to verbally defend themselves.
I know, but that's why I'm joking. You're like, don't miss sessions then.
So anyway, Rosa's thinking really hard. So, mother and father downstairs is their room. Marcy's room also is downstairs below us, and the baby's room. I think a couple of the servants, before they started disappearing, had rooms there too. And the cook's room is across from us. That's where she used to sleep before she went away. And then next to us is extra guest room. I don't think anybody's there. When we used to bang on the walls before we died to see if anyone could hear us, there was never any sound from there.
Okay. Did Nikolas see the staircase that went through the house? Or is he aware of that?
I believe
Everybody's aware of it.
But I believe the only person who physically saw it was either Gon or Kira. I forget who did the inspection of the house.
I think Kira and Arthur actually.
Kira and
Yeah.
Arthur? Alright, so I think
Okay.
Kira and Arthur are the ones who saw the location of the staircase.
Okay. And then one last question that I have is, perhaps do you know any way to access that staircase that went through every floor of this house?
We have never been to that staircase before. But I do know that when Mother and Father said they were going to the basement, they had to come up here first.
Can
Okay.
Arthur point out where the staircase should be?
If you had an intact dollhouse,
Oh, I mean, like, he tried to memorize it, especially. And he kind of figure out where it should be in the actual house. I
so
think.
go ahead and make an intelligence check to see if you can remember the blueprint, because you only got to see it for maybe 10-15 minutes before it got destroyed. It's not like you drew a map. You do remember
but
that there was a door somewhere on this floor that led to it, hidden in one of the rooms on this floor. You're not sure which room.
I think it was towards this way. I point kind of the left. But I can't quite remember anymore.
You know it was somewhere on this floor, but you're not entirely sure which of the 4 rooms that are on this floor had the door that led to it.
We can check for it.
So rules out this room because otherwise the kids would have seen it.
They never came in
Or
here
we
to go to
could-
the basement.
We could rest until Gon is ready to cast his spell, perhaps?
Have you heard? No, so you think there's the fake Rose and Thorn that led us into this house? Said that
Yes.
there's monsters in here. Have you ever heard of any such noises after you died
Oh,
from
yes.
the basement?
We have heard plenty of time noises, even after we were dead, even after, well, I don't know if Mother and Father are dead, or if they left, or what happened, but we have heard plenty of noises when we have been here. And we have seen plenty of people come and go, and not go, and never go. She gets quiet for a minute. While over here with Ollie and Thorn, Thorn is like, oh yeah, no, they locked us up here too. Parents are weird like that, but your dad is nice. Mine never came to play with me. He just scowls a lot. It's very weird. And
Yeah, people kind of do that when they're angry or, mean, I guess. I'm sorry that happened to you guys.
Marcy let me use her face paint once. I looked like a clown, and she gave me hat with bells on it. I was really good jester.
Good
Just
job.
read the most recent one, goddamn!
That would have been a
man,
good
that
idea.
makes me hurt. That makes me hurt as a guy.
That would have been a good idea. I'll remember that for next time.
You would make good jester. You can put bells on horns. You do not need hat.
I mean, do you have any bells?
Adorable.
I might. Thorn jumps up and runs over to the chest and starts digging through all of the old toys that are in there and a couple of play clothes. And he's like, aha! And he grabs a hat and it disintegrates in his grasp, except for the 2 very tarnished bronze bells upon it. And he grabs those and he runs back and he offers the bells to Ollie, all excited.
Ollie just stares at the kid and then just kind of, and then he slowly just lowers his head so Thorn can do it.
And Thorn takes the bells. There's little, small little metal rings on them that had originally been attached to the hat, and they're just small enough to fit about an inch or two over the tips of his horns. And now Ollie has two bells, one on either horn.
Ollie gives a little nod and they jingle.
Disadvantage on all stealth checks while wearing these bells.
I was gonna say that, like, this game.
Worth it. So worth it.
So say if we find a
So worth
staircase, and considering there may in fact be a monster here, especially considering the body we found, and then I look back at Rose. I don't think it was your parents. But considering the body we found in the note, we should definitely be as prepared as possible before we go down to the basement.
Yeah, I think so too. We should rest and let Gon
learn as much as
do his
possible.
thing. And then we can try to find the staircase. Yeah.
You can rest here if you want to, but the housebreaker cannot come into the room.
I'd say that's fair. He likes to stand outside the doors anyway, doesn't he?
Fair.
Yeah, Krier is currently leaning up against a wall, looking very nice and broody. He's run out of booze, so it's time to brood.
I think he could perhaps stand guard, and I will. I will too. And
how long since we quote unquote woke up from our last rest?
not that long.
It's
but...
maybe been half a day at most.
Because we spent a fair bit of time in the library and then a short bit of time in the ballroom.
It's been about half a day since your last rest, because before you had that rest, you had to come
up
here.
Here, that's
and
right.
talk
Yeah.
to the children previously.
Okay.
Had quite a
I mean,
long
we can go
conversation with them.
look for the staircase just in case, and
Yeah.
just not go down it before we.
And with
we can spend the time like that.
Gon already starting their rest,
They're not resting. They are casting a spell right now.
Oh, I thought they were like resting to prepare the spell.
Now they're
I
meditating.
think so,
It's
too.
gonna take 2 hours to do what they want to do.
Oh,
but
damn.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, well, there's 2 of them. If there was only one body, it would only take an hour. But there's 2, so it's gonna take 2 hours.
Okay.
How long is
I
the
guess we can.
conversation gone?
This conversation's lasted about 30 minutes because it's been pretty much
Okay.
real time.
Yeah. Then
We can try
I would
and find the
suggest
staircase.
finding the staircase.
All right.
Okay.
And just a point of note is it is 8 till 7 or 8 to 8 Eastern time.
It sure is. All right. So which room are you trying first? The kids indicated that there's a guest room next to them, and the cook's room is across the hallway from them. Guest room here.
Did they
cook's
say
room
anything
across
about the
hallway.
third room?
They did not
Try
say
this
anything
one.
about the third room, because they have never been in that one. They only know the other one's a guest room because they used to hear people in there sometimes.
And then Ollie stands
Going
up.
to try this room.
The guest room?
This room
Okey-doke.
first. Yes.
So,
Ollie stands up and leaves the rest of the ball bearings with Thorn. Is like, you practice. I'll be right back.
okay, I'll get really good. You will see.
Yeah. Let me. When I come back, you better be able to knock those things down from the other side of the room. Let's try it.
Okay.
Mm. It's so adorable.
All right.
It
So-
really is.
So Arthur, you go over and you find that this room right here the one that you were trying to open up, does have a locked door.
Ooh.
Oh shit! Gon is the one with the opening
No.
things.
No, that's Ollie, I thought.
Ollie.
Oh,
Ollie, give me
Ollie!
a wave.
Ollie's our locksmith.
Yeah.
Arthur makes a deep bow. If you would please.
Yeah. Okay. So.
And I would also, like, basically tell Kira to follow us.
Yeah, Kira's
I don't ask him, I tell him to follow us.
Kira's letting you go first.
Ollie takes a knee and starts working on the lock.
Alright, go ahead and roll your thieves' tools. There is
Oh, yeah.
only a couple of seconds before you hear the gentle click. It's a very easy tumbler lock, nothing special. And the door creaks open to reveal a cobweb-strewn guest room.
And then Ollie's gonna try to unlock the other door if it's locked.
The other door is also locked. Go ahead and roll your sleight of hand.
May as well since he's here, you know?
Nice.
So that one is also unlocked. And with a creak, it opens to reveal a
Uh-oh.
attic.
I see blurred.
Blurred? Whatever do you mean?
Anyway, Ollie's gonna scramble out of the way then. Okay, there you go. Go fun. Have fun.
Blurred.
Blurred.
Uh-oh. I think I see what you're talking about.
Blurred? Whatever do you mean?
No, it wouldn't be that.
Never
kind of-
mind. They're just regular sheets.
And a regular
sheets?
chest.
I don't know what blurs are, so.
But
I actually don't know.
Arthur kind of glances, like leans in the door and glances around, trying to see what made Ollie run away so fast.
So there are a number of undefined shapes in this room that appear to be covered with sheets. You see a small rusted stove here against the wall. There is a large chest with some weird looking reddish rusty stains on the floor leading up to it and all over the chest itself. A couple of broken pieces of furniture and plenty of cobwebs. A large lumpy looking sack. Nothing intimidating at all.
yay, lumpy sacks.
Arthur kind of stage whispers to Nikolas, "Should I do the howling?"
Not yet.
And if anything moves, we can just quickly close the door again.
And what does that do again?
It's supposed to hurt things and push them away, so it gives us some time to, let me think, moving.
Is it anyone around you, or you can designate who is affected?
Every creature within 5 feet of me. So, like the sandbag, like last time.
I figured as much. So yes.
Side note, if it's only got a range of 5 feet, you're not gonna hit most of those things in that room.
Yeah, I realized. It can be heard
Also-
300
sorry.
feet away, but...
I did break out of character a little bit. Also, I'd much rather not hear that atrocious sound again.
Oh,
Arthur kind of... His mouth opens and closes silently, like he's not sure if he should be...
Oh yeah,
offended?
Nikolas hated that sound. He hated that.
you can see his ears go flat, one of them twitching at the tip just ever so slightly. in
Yeah.
irritation.
And like when he said that, he looked like the most annoyed a cat can look.
And then he kind of pulls in on himself, like his ears droop and his tail droops, and
If it is necessary,
he goes to the
then
guest
fine.
room too.
But if it's not, please, for
Check
the
it out.
love of, I don't know 5e deities, but for the love of some deity, don't do that again.
And as you step into this room to check
You
it
do
out,
that room then. And I will look at this one.
Could you go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw?
Oh dear.
So as you step into this room, your footfalls send up great big puffs of dust that rise to the ceiling in little curling clouds. You cough a couple of times as it tickles your nose, and you go to make another step, and you find that you can't. Your foot isn't moving. And you kind of try to bend to look down at what's going on, and your head can't move either. Your fur feels weird and sticky, and as you try to reach up and grab at whatever's in your fur on your head, you find you can't move your hand, and you jerk your head just enough to look at it, and you see your body is wrapped in silvery threads. They're pulling tight against your body. And you hear a loud clickety-clacking sound behind your head as you slowly turn your head to look into a series.
I'm gonna take off my headphones.
Yeah, good idea.
You turn
Yes,
your
it's
head.
you when we're in combat.
Yeah, you turn your head to look at a series of segmented wooden legs. As a large, vaguely humanoid puppet descends from the ceiling, encased in the same silvery threads as you. Two glowing red eyes peering into your face as he tilts his head and his mouth falls open. A breath of silvery, ghostly air exiting. Ah, new friends have come to play! And that's where we're going to end it for the night.
You and your cliffhangers and time running out.
Oh, thank fuck, it's not a spider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I am also
I was
afraid of
prepared for a
spiders.
spider. I'm not prepared for this.
Oh no, I'm much happier with this. This is fine.
Yeah, I am
Why
an
is it always
arachnophobic.
Arthur triggering the traps?
I am an
Good for.
arachnophobiac as well, so I will avoid spiders if possible, unless the module specifically calls for it, and I don't have a different thing that will make sense in that section. There was definitely something I could do with this, though, considering another feature of Barovia, so I did that. Anyway, yeah. So thank you everybody for listening. I hope everyone had fun tonight and enjoyed the adorable and touching moments of Thorn and Ollie playing marbles, because I sure did. And yeah, we will see you all back here in 2 weeks' time for another installment of Curses Also Maybe Vampires, part 1 of our Double Strad Sundays. Stay tuned in just 30 minutes for part 2 of our Double Strad Sundays, when we'll be running our Barovian Knights campaign, which is supposed to be a little bit of the more serious of the two, if we can call anything that I ever run serious. If it helps, though, like half the party is almost completely dead, so it might be a little bit more serious than this.
Yeah. My
Anyways.
character's at
Max
1
HP.
HP.
Yep.
Yeah.
And my buddy's character is at 1 max HP. My character
Yeah.
nearly permanently died on a single hit.
I almost killed 2 people with 1 creature. And it only
No
got,
death
like,
saves.
It
No
only
death
got...
saves.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there would not have been any death saves for that if it had succeeded. You would have been instantly dead. There was...
Fuck specters. I thought that Grim Reaper was a specter, and I was like, oh fuck,
Well,
oh fuck,
I guess
oh fuck,
you'll
oh
never
fuck.
you'll never really find that one out now, will you? Anyway,
That's perfectly fine.
I am going to take a 30-minute bathroom break for myself and the puppy that's been patiently waiting outside my door, making a whining noise for the past 10 minutes.
Rascal patient.
Fuck that noise. But anyway, we thank you all for coming. We hope you had fun. And we will see you in 30 minutes on the other stream where you will still see Viking Hans and Vaughn playing their other two characters in a completely different setting with completely different monsters except for the ones that the manual calls for. Alrighty, have a great night and goodbye.
Good night.
Don't let the puppets bite.
Night.